Hi, today we're making salmon poke bowls, and I'm going to start by making the rice. And this is a bit of a process making the rice for this. And you can use whatever rice you want. If you prefer to use sushi rice, use that. I had jasmine rice on hand, so that's what I'm using. And I'm going to wash the rice before I soak it. And I'm just supposed to be washing it until it runs clear. I hope I did it enough. Honestly, one thing I would recommend is actually making more rice. I only made a cup. I wish I had made more, to be honest. But this is just 1 cup of rice. And this recipe was incredibly full of flavor. I'm just trying to shake out all the water. Just put it in the pan. Well, not a pan. You know what I mean. A pot. And I'm just going to do, it's about 1.5 cups of water. And I'm going to soak it about 15 minutes. In the meantime, I am going to prepare some vegetables. I am cutting up some radishes here. And I just cut up the whole bunch of radishes. Of course, I did wash them. And then I diced them. And then I think I used about 10 small baby carrots. Feel free to use whatever carrots you like. I know that the recipe I saw for this called for French carrots. I always just use what I have on hand. I didn't think I could find any French carrots because I do my online shopping at Walmart. I don't know that they have French carrots. So I just went for baby carrots. And then I just added 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. And you can mince your garlic or you can use the one that's pre-minced. That's up to you. And then a 1/4 cup of this rice vinegar. And I just have a habit of like shaking things. That's why I like went back and shook it. But I don't know that you do have to shake vinegar. But here's a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. And just this alone is just crazy packed with flavor and fiber. And we just have to set it to the side for a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to make a ponzu sauce. And I am just trying to clean up this serrano pepper. Remove all the seeds. And this is just how I do it. I know that some recipes will call for you to just kind of slice it and keep all of the veins and seeds. But I don't like that. So I just diced it up after cleaning out the inside. And here's a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce. And we have to use so much soy sauce that I wouldn't recommend using full sodium soy sauce. I would definitely stick with the low sodium soy sauce. And this also was incredibly flavorful. And I just have to do a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Now, I know you see me sticking my little finger in there. My hands are clean, but also I need to get this little seed out. Alright. Got the seeds out of that one. Now I'm going to fill up this little 1/4 cup. And 1 lemon was enough to fill it up. Maybe I could have, used another squeeze or two, but I think it got pretty close to the 1/4 cup. Just got to make sure there's no seeds in there. Now we just pour that in there with the serranos and the soy sauce. Mix it up. 1/4 cup of water. Mix it up. That's what it looks like. We're back on the rice. Gonna drain it. And I'm telling you, it was actually kind of hard to get this rice to be fully clean for some reason. I rinsed it up again. I didn't realize I lost so much rice along the way. And I'm actually going to do 2 cups of water because it's 1 cup of rice. And this actually cooked really quickly, you guys. I mean, it cooked within like 10 minutes. But I waited for it to boil and then I put it down to simmer. While I waited for it to boil, I started cutting up the cilantro. And I hope you're better at cutting cilantro than I am. But here I am, putting it in the sauce. Mix it all up. Now we're cutting up some salmon, and I'm going to use 4 salmon fillets because there's 4 of us. Now that the rice started to boil, putting it on low, putting a lid on, and it was done within 10 minutes. Now I'm adding the chopped up or diced up salmon into the ponzu sauce. Mixing that all up. And this was so yummy, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm getting hungry just looking at the video. It's probably one of the most flavorful dishes I have ever had. I'm just mixing that all up. Now this next step is, you could do it if you want. If you have fresh avocados that you could slice on top of your bowl, do it. But it's winter over here. We don't really have a lot of great avocados, so I did use frozen avocados. And I actually just added it to the ponzu sauce, but you could use fresh avocados on top of yours if you have those available. This was just the way that I wanted to do it. And it was so good, you guys. Now I'm just going to make one bowl. But this is actually for 4 people. But I'm just going to show you guys how I made one of the bowls. So I put down the rice, of course, which was nice, dry and sticky. And then I add a couple of scoops of the ponzu sauce with the salmon. And then some of these really crunchy, really flavorful veggies. And this dish was just so colorful, packed with flavors, packed with nutrients. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this black sesame seeds on it. It's so freaking pretty. Probably one of the prettiest meals I've made. Look at that. Yummy. I hope you guys make it. Follow me for more recipes.